we've got a really nice class of long-wool ram lambs out here. I think we've got some differences, obviously, amongst the breeds, but the white Lincoln ram we're going to start with, I think to me is one of the stouter rams in the class. One that you certainly have to appreciate in terms of the way he handles down his top line. He's level and square out about his hip as much as anything in the class. He's good in terms of that breed type. I'm going to change him. Maybe I'd like to make him a little better there at the knee. He wants to get just a bit narrow when he comes walking in. But one that I think when you get your hands on, you're certainly not disappointed. And as far as that fleece, is extremely fresh and good in terms of that, the way that fleece handles in terms of freshness and touch and uniformity from front to rear. The young man's laying here in second. If I could just maybe make this guy just a nickel better in terms of his lines, in terms of that levelness out through that top and then back into that hip. This long little Lester, I think, could push a little harder for the top end of that class. It's a little longer, a little softer maybe on those front pastures. But I tell you what, staple length on this is really good. The young man's done a nice job of getting this fleece ready. Really, really nice and bright, clean from front to rear, uniform. I certainly appreciate the fleece on this one a great deal. As we get into third and fourth, maybe a little more a conversation to be had. We're going to go with one that I think is one of the bigger stouter rams in the class. I certainly appreciate this one in terms of his bell run. I'd like to clean him up today about that fleece. He gets a little more inconsistent. There's a fair amount of cross fiber going on. But this guy is just simply the biggest, stoutest ram in the class, and I think he needs to find himself up here in this third spot. As we move down into fourth, young ladies lamb, one that you certainly appreciate, maybe a little coarser in terms of that micron on that fleece. Just a hand is a little more harsh than some of the rams ahead of him. But one though, when you study that lock diameter, I certainly appreciate that. Consistent from front to rear. I just need to change the structure on this guy in terms of his skeletal design to move him any higher in the class. Very nice group of white long wools.
Results on our junior ram lambs: first place, Trenton Latham; second place, Preston Clark; third place, Trenton Latham; fourth place, Preston Clark. Results on our pair of ram lambs: first place, Trenton Latham; second place, Preston Clark. Now we're going to pick our champion and reserve champion white long wool ram, so we can have both of our yearlings back in the ring.
Rear champion white long wool ram. We're going to go ahead and use the ram lamb. I think one that I think has a very beautiful fleece. I think he's good enough in terms of his conformation, his structure. I certainly appreciate this ram for a lot of different things. For reserve, it gets a little tighter. You can consider the yearling ram, obviously, one that I certainly like that curl and that design on that fleece. I think one that's certainly stout and masculine. I'd like to change him just a nickel off about that hind leg and that hip. So we're going to go ahead and follow. We're going to follow with the other Ram Lamb. I think one that I think when you study this one in terms of fleece quality, I think one that is extremely good. I think he's just a nickel better in terms of his structure when we get him out and set it in motion today than the other Rams. So our champion reserve will be your two Ram Lambs. Congratulations.
Our champion white long wool ram was our junior Ram Lamb, shown by Trenton Latham, and our reserve was shown by Preston Clark. Next class in the ring is our yearling ewes.
incredibly tough class. And first impressions, I grew up with basically more of a meat side background, but I guess tried to be very well versed in all different breeds in terms of what quality is. And I think when we look out here, obviously these two blue-face Lesters hit you kind of hard just in terms of their sheer presence and size. But I think when we get back and we go back to the basics and we study build quality, I think this long little Lester you is put together really nice. I like her in terms of her type and her kind. And I think where she excels the rest of them is in terms of fleece quality. When we open that up, she's extremely bright. It's extremely uniform from front to rear. I appreciate the luster. I appreciate the softness. It's certainly a very, very nice fleece kind of a female here to win this class. When you study her, she's setting them down on square on the corners. Are they quite as big and imposing maybe as some of the others in the class? No, but when you study her for what she is and her particular breed, I think she brings a lot of really good quality to the table. As we get into second, I really appreciate this gal in terms of her build, in terms of her structure. This one here is really big in terms of that rib. She's certainly very stout, but yet still maintains a lot of femininity. I'd like to clean up the tan hair on her legs. I'd like to maybe make her just a nickel fresher in terms of that fleece today, but certainly a very nice kind of a female here in second as well. The young ladies, you here in third, if we could make this one better or just fresher in terms of that fleece today, we maybe go and use her up a spot or two. One that I love this one in terms of her length of body and her build, just gets really, I guess, kind of dirty in terms of that fleece from front to rear. Not as consistent, not as fresh when we get back into that britch area. These ewes are starting to shed out just a little bit more, and making it a little harder to kind of get a good assessment from front to rear on this third place ewe. But a very nice big one here on the ewes here.
Results on our yearling ewe class: first place Caroline Clark, second place Abby Zimmerman, third place Rachel Zimmerman. Our next class in the ring is our junior ewe lambs.
Lester U, we're going to start with Keely. I think she excels in class, just in terms of her build quality and body and conformation. One that I think certainly is long down that top. She's robust in terms of that rib. She's still feathering it again, maintains a level of stoutness that I think will certainly go back and work well in the flock. Change it much. I'd maybe like to just freshen that fleece up just a bit. But I think it's uniform enough in front of her here. I certainly appreciate her in terms of just her presence out here. Maybe relax her just a little bit at that knee. She wants to get just a little bit forward, but certainly a very nice kind of knee to start this class with. Our Lincoln U here in second, one that I certainly appreciate this gal in terms of her stable length and that quality of fleece. I like to darken her up about her nose. I like to make her just a jet black there and just give her a little more levelness out through that hip. But one that I think is a very nice, high quality female, tremendous amount of stable here. Makes it a little difficult sometimes to evaluate skeletal design and structure. A real youthful kind of U here in third. One that I certainly appreciate in this blue face Lester U. One that I think if I can maybe make her balance out just a little better from the side. She wants to get a little higher, a little rounder in that hip. If I can level her there, we can use her at the top of the class because I certainly think she does some good things and I like her fleece extremely well. Very nice U here as well. The Walmart Lester here is one that once again you have to appreciate for length of stick. This one's got some value there in terms of that fleece. You get a little bit matted and flat as we get back into that rich area, but certainly one that you have to appreciate in terms of that fleece quality. It still puts it on a pretty nice kind of a skeletal design. And then without a doubt, probably the baby in the class here in the fifth spot, one that is extremely neat and fresh in terms of that fleece, good in terms of her build. She just simply gives up too much in terms of size and scale and skeletal dimension of any higher in the class today.
We're going to do pairs next. Results on our Junior U Lambs. First place, Abby Zimmerman. Second place, Trenton Latham. Third place, Rachel Zimmerman. Fourth place, Caroline Clark. Fifth place, Rachel Zimmerman. Sixth place, Trenton Latham. Seventh place, Caroline Clark. And eighth place, Preston Clark.
Obviously pairs, you're looking for uniformity and similar, and I don't always go on the same size in terms of skeletal size, but in terms of skeletal build and structure, I think the two Blueface UMAMs are extremely uniform in terms of the way they're put together. They're good to the ground, and I think their fleeces match up extremely well. We're going to follow next with a pair of Lincolns. I think certainly in terms of looking across the board, they're very uniform in terms of their size. There's some differences in terms of fleece quality from one to the other, but certainly two very nice ewes in that group as well. And then the long little Lester ewes, once again, very high quality fleeces. I'd like to just maybe see, as we get back, especially into that rear quarter, that rich area, I'd like maybe to not see them matted as much and just a little better structure when I study them in terms of those back legs.
Results on our pair of ewe-lambs. First place, Rachel Zimmerman. Second place, Trenton Latham. Third place, Caroline Clark. Now we're going to pick our champion, reserve champion, white long wool ewe. So we can have both of our yearlings and both of our juniors back in the ring.
I think we got a really nice set out here in White Longwool Division, and we study these ewes. I think there's certainly 4 real high quality females out here. We're going to go ahead and use the ewe lamb here, the Blue-Faced Leicester ewe, one that I think is just incredibly good in terms of the build and her body shape, and then also couples that up with a very nice fleece in terms of uniformity front to rear. Gets a little closer here and for reserve. I think we've got 2 very respectable ewes. We're going to go ahead and follow them with the young lady's yearling ewe here in the Leicester Longwool. One that I think when we open that fleece up, maybe a little stale on the outside, but we open that fleece up, I think we got incredible quality and consistency from front to rear. And this gal maybe is not as big and stout and maybe is having much ring presence, but this one is really good in terms of her build. Her feet and legs are good. Her angles are right, and her head and her neck's up there. I certainly appreciate this year off the lot as well.
Our champion White Longwool was our junior ewe lamb, exhibited by Abby Zimmerman, and our reserve was our yearling ewe, exhibited by Caroline Clark. We're going to do our flock for our White Longwool. First place flock for our White Longwool was exhibited by Abby Zimmerman. Next up, we're going to do Brennan Own for our White Longwool. champion Brennan Known for the white long bull was exhibited by Abby Zimmerman. Next up, we're going to move into our all other meets, and our first class is our yearling ram. Just a reminder to all the youth kids, if you are a champion ram, you or Brennan Known, we will pick a supreme at the conclusion of the show.
And we'll start with one that's just quite a bit stouter in terms of his makeup and in terms of his rib and his dimension. We get our hands on him. He's certainly him with a little more muscularity down that top line. One that I don't think maybe is quite as neat up about that front end and that neck. But one that I think when we step right in behind him, he has enough more width and dimension. I think this is a logical place to start today. The young lady's kind of painted up ram here, really neatly marked ram here in second. I really like this guy in terms of type and kind as far as from a Katahdin breed type standpoint. He's big and he's elevated. He doesn't have the levelness or the shape down that top or not through that hip is what we see in our class winner. But two really nice, very functional kind of rams here.
Results on our yearling ram class, first and second place went to Ella McDonald. Our next class is our senior ram lamb.
Yeah, I know.
the Dorper Ram here, one that I think you certainly have to appreciate for this guy. In terms of his squareness of hip, he's certainly really stout. In terms of his belt, his foot size, I certainly appreciate that about him. One that's long down his top, very nice kind of a ram here in the single entry class.
First place in our senior Ram Lamb is exhibited by Elizabeth Schubel. The next class is our junior Ram Lambs.
Don Rams here in we've got this class. I think one that the young lady has here just kind of sets the bar a little higher in terms of shape and dimension on that top line. One that I think in terms of the way he gets around on those feet and legs is just a little better. Definitely more dimension, body, more Springer rib when we step right in behind him. Very nice ram to start with. A real big, tall kind of a ram here. Second, one that we certainly have to appreciate for his size and the scale. I just like to give him some more dimension and muscle as we get right out behind that shoulder into that rack area, right out bottom of that tail head to move him any higher in class today.
Results on our junior Ram Lambs: first place, Ella McDonald; second place, Ella McDonald. Now we're going to pick our champion and reserve champion, all other meet rams, so we can have our yearling, our senior, and our junior back in the ring.
Ram, I think that to me is a logical choice out here. And when we talk about it in terms of structure and build and just overall quality, maybe I like to change him just a little about his head, I guess, today. But the Ram I really like is the first place Sherman Ram. He'll be your champion today. I think one that's just incredibly good in terms of his body for what he's designed to do. This guy is a very profitable creature in my mind. As we get in this for your reserve, I think it's a little closer. Then we're going to go ahead and follow with the senior Ram, the Dorper Ram, one that I think really possesses a nice level hip. I think he's good enough in terms of about his type. I certainly like him in terms of his bone work. We can make this guy a little more expressive coming right out behind that shoulder. We could have tightened up that race for your champion, but a really nice pair here for your champion reserve.
Our champion all other meets was our yearling ram exhibited by Ella McDonald, and our reserve was our senior ram lamb exhibited by Elizabeth Schubel.
She unreleasable and she snares us.
Our next class in the ring is our yearling ewes.
I don't know, I see her doing the news. Like she goes and she stares at the judge. Why you got me like busting in there? Oh god, that was fun.
Philadelphia CSC that probably should be in the Wolverines one of the elite weight division. But I tell you what, I commented in class, they were good body and good built, and this year is no different. Take the fleece off the and make them look like that. They're to me no longer a using bull breed, but a new works breed. And I think so many times the border lusters, the blue face lusters, they are truly a good works breed when you look at and study them in terms of the productivity, in terms of the muscularity, in terms of the build, the structure, and then also the growability. That sheep right there, I don't care what breed it is, makes you money all day long. And as we get in the second, the ewe here just gets a little more refined, but one is built really good. She's really good in terms of that top shape, really balanced out very nicely. Very nicely fit here in this second hole. And as we move down to the third, we got the Dorper ewe, one that I just like to make her just a little more powerfully constructed all the way through. When we study her from behind, she's white based, but she just kind of lacks that muscle shape, that muscularity that I like to see up over the top end of top of that rack. But a very nice young lady's done a nice job of it all day long getting these shows. As we move into fourth, big body kind of a Dorper ewe, one that gets a little bastier, maybe not quite as neat about her angles and her edges, but a very, very functional kind of a sheep as well. And then the dog ewe coming out, rounding out the top of the class, or the bottom of the class, one that just gets too narrow. We study this one, she's the narrowest at the ground, she's the narrowest in terms of her rib, she's the narrowest also then in terms of her muscularity down at top. I'd like to just give her some more width and dimension to move her any higher.
Results on our yearling ewes. First place, Rachel Zimmerman. Second place, Ella McDonald. Third place, Elizabeth Schubel. Fourth place, Elizabeth Schubel. And fifth place, Ella McDonald. Results on our pair yearling ewes. First place, Elizabeth Schubel. Second place, Ella McDonald. Next class in the ring is our senior ewe land.
Nice and balanced here in the single entry class. Very nicely presented, and I certainly appreciate that. One of you can get her hands on her. She certainly has some thickness and some width and dimension. Very functional kind of a female here in the single entry class. Congratulations.
First place senior ewe lamb was exhibited by Ella McDonald. Next class in the ring is our junior ewe lambs. Our next breed, or final breed of the day, is going to be our commercials. So if our commercial kids want to start getting their sheep ready,
I think one that when we analyzed for the breed she's representing, this Picardie is really nice. I think she's very feminine up to that front end. But yeah, you get your hands on her. She's got plenty of width and thickness at that top. She handles down into a pretty nice kind of a leg and balances out pretty well from the side. You could maybe argue you could just level her up just a bit behind that shoulder, but one that you certainly appreciate a lot of things about. The young lady's going for you coming next. This one is really square made, and I certainly appreciate the fact that the squareness that she does possess, not only in terms of her shape and dimension, but one that sets it down really square. I think for me, I like to just see her stretched out just a little bit. She's a little bit shorter in terms of what I'd like to see. That squareness of hip, but once again, I'd like to see just a little more expression right up over top of that rack, and now into that lower portion of that leg to get around the Picardie here first. As we move down in the third, just a real functional kind of a female. One that I think when you look at it from the aspect of the Picardie breed, one that you certainly appreciate that elevation and extension. She's rolling down that top. I'd like to see her with a little more width and dimension and natural thickness and muscle in the leg to move around the over here in second, but a really nice kind of a female here in third as well. You here in fourth, big old stop mate over you, one that I certainly appreciate that about. I've got to be a little bit concerned, a little more of a production issue right there. She might slow him up just a little bit too much from behind when she's balanced. I'd like to see that kind of resolved and we can move her a little higher in class today.
Results on our junior youth lambs. First place, Ella McDonald. Second place, Elizabeth Schubel. Third place, Ella McDonald. Fourth place, Elizabeth Schubel. Results on our pair ewe lambs. First place, Ella McDonald. Second place, Elizabeth Schubel. Now we're going to pick our champion and reserve champion, all other meets ewe. So we'll need both of our yearlings, our senior, and both of our juniors back in the ring.
compare apples and oranges, and there's a lot of differences and variations there. I think when we get out here and we study these, I think there's a couple out here that really kind of rise to the top. And one, I think maybe she's cooperating a little better. We really got to see her for what she was. I think she's off class. She represents her breed extremely well. That's a young lady's Todd and Elam out here. She'll be your champion today. I think one that I think certainly has a great amount of potential ahead of her. If I don't tweak her much at all, maybe I'd like to set her a little different on her back legs, but this one here hasn't cooperated much at all today. I think certainly for your reserve, it's maybe a little unorthodox, I guess, but we're going to go with your new face list for you here for your reserve meat breed AOD. This one here is also good. She's a little too heavy in terms of tradition, but one that I think when you look at her just in terms of her build and her characteristics, she's just a really nice meat animal.
Our champion all other meets U was exhibited by Ella McDonald, and our reserve was exhibited by Rachel Zimmerman. Our next class is flock for the all other meets. Following this class, we'll do our Brennan Node for the all other meets, and then we'll move into our commercials. So if our commercial ewes want to start making their way down. First place flock was Ella McDonald. Second place was Elizabeth Schubel. Now we're going to do Brent Node for all other meets. Our champion red node for the all other meets was our junior ewe lamb, exhibited by Ella McDonald. To our last breed of the day, it's our commercial show, and our first class is our yearling ewes.
Incredibly close to views out here. I think quality all the way through. I think there may be just little differences in terms of conditioning. I think some views are probably just use a nickel more and certainly just kind of help expand that red just a bit. But I think when we study them and we look at them in terms of build and structure and angles, the one we're going to start with, I think she kind of starts this class fairly easy. She's probably one of the widest hip views. She's one that certainly has a width and dimension down that top. She's still neat enough up through that front end. One that I think certainly balances pretty well when you study her in terms of the top line and correlation to her underline. Very nice kind of a female. You here in a second, I really like this view as far as the way she props up. The young man does a really nice job with her. And I like this sheep. If I could give her just a little more depth once we get back into that flank, give her just a shot more muscle when they step in behind, we could run her to the top of the class pretty easily. I like that front end on that sheep an awful lot. The young lady's view here in third, one that maybe not want to cooperate the best, but certainly has shape and muscle. I'd like to see this one a little lot more to square out to that hip, but one that she certainly has a lot of good things about. And as we get into fourth, this gal just simply kind of green and raw yet. I'd like to see her with some more condition on her. One that you certainly appreciate, she's square about that hip. When we put her out and get her in motion, she wants to get up underneath herself just a little bit more. I'd like to give her a little more substance capacity today.
Results on our yearling ewes. First place, Caroline Clark. Second place, Preston Clark. Third place, Preston Clark. And fourth place, Caroline Clark. Next class in the ring is going to be our junior ewe lambs.
class. I think if, if this was a market class, it might be different here in this top pair, but in terms of being a breeding class, I think one that I think is just a little more flexible. I think she's a little more feminine up to her front end. And still maintains a lot of muscle in there. She measures tremendously long from the 13th rib on back out to that hip. I see just a little more function there. I guess if anything, I'm going to be a little critical maybe of the presentation, just in the fact that if you're going to leave flank, well, you better fit it so it don't look so obvious. I don't have a problem with it being there, but if we blend that in, that sheep looks really good. And I think even if we take it off, she still has just as much flank as the sheep in second. So one that I think is really good. When a young lady gets her propped up, I think this one is just extremely good. She hits me hard when she comes into the ring. If I am going to fall her, I'd like to give her just a nickel more depth right back in that flank. But one that you certainly have to appreciate a lot of things about. There's a lot of pieces that you can really tie into on that one. The young lady's smoke coat D-Lamb here in second. I like this one a great deal as well. This one touches a little harder, probably has a little better tone and texture to that muscle today than our class winner. And that's what I said, if this was a market class, I probably would have to switch them. But I think one that doesn't come out of that shoulder quite as well into that neck set as our class winner does. I don't think she's quite as elegant up to that front end. I think she does have a nickel more shape right back into that rack. I think she has a plenty ample shape as we step in behind, and I think she still maintains enough flexibility and femininity that she can go be a productive female. I certainly don't think she's too tight wound in that regard, but a very nice kind of a ewe here in second as well. The young lady's ewe here in third. This one here is really, really opened up in terms of that cage. I can make this one better off of her back end. I could have used her up another spot because I certainly think there's some things about her that are very good. Her front end is extremely nice. She's really stout and robust in terms of that rib cage. I think she certainly has some pieces that will really work. When I fault her, she gets rounder off that hip. She wants to get longer in terms of that shank and then wants to step up under herself a little bit more when we put her in motion. I like to square her up off that rear end to move her any higher in the class today. The young lady here in fourth does a tremendous job. If it was showmanship, you win this class hands down. But unfortunately, it is not showmanship. This gal here, once you get her propped up, I really like her. When we get her on the move, she kind of wants to drop that front and that head and that neck transition don't look as right as you make it look when it's on the side. You do a great job. I'd like to see her be a kick collar fronted. I'd like to see her square right back here over that tail head to move her any higher. But when you got dialed in and fitted to the hill, very, very nice job. I appreciate the presentation and I appreciate the showmanship. Young lady coming next, this one I think is just a logical spot to go. Maybe not as highly presented in terms of those legs as what we see in the other ones. But when we study this one in terms of build quality and conformation, this one is level around the top. She's square about that rack. She's got shape. She's got dimension. She's really square and level out through that hip. Carries down pretty nice into that leg. And I certainly appreciate that about her. One that I think is certainly very functional, very sound. Really nice kind of a female. A good place to lay in here in sixth. I haven't been talking much beyond fifth, but this particular class, this young lady's worked so hard for me all day. I think it only merits it. I think a unit is extremely functional. Okay, I think she's not as maybe next level on certain parts of some of the units of the class, but I think when you make her up to a good terminal sire, I think it probably really help you there in making it kind of leathers and market like you want to do. She gets a little longer in terms of her blade. I like to see her shallowed up through that chest floor just a little bit to make her a little more elegant, a little more lean. I like to set her just a little different off those back legs. But I did want to comment. I appreciate the effort, the attitude, and how hard you worked for me all day. I feel like that you deserve that. So congratulations on a really nice set of crossbreeds out here. Best of luck to you in the champion drive.
Results on our junior ewe lambs. First place, Chloe Kleiholt. Second place, Kaylee Matthews. Third place, Aubrey Lambert. Fourth place, Allison Rolls. Fifth place, Maddie Peterson. Sixth place, Rachel Zimmerman. Seventh place, Chloe Kleiholt. Eighth place, Braylon Kleiholt. Ninth place, Maddie Peterson. 10th place, Maddie Peterson, and 11th place, Maddie Peterson. Next class is going to be our pair ewe lambs. Next up, we're going to pick our champion commercial ewe, so we can have both of our yearlings and both of our juniors back in the ring. Results on our pair of ewe lambs: first place was Chloe Keiholt, second place was Maddie Peterson, and third place was Maddie Peterson.
Pretty simple decision here in my mind. Your two ewe lambs would be your champion reserve. I think one of the bigger classes we had all day, and certainly quality-wise was there. So congratulations to our ewe lambs here. That'll be your champion reserve. Certainly taking nothing away from the yearlings. Just a matter of I think these gals just take it to a little higher level here. Very nice group of crossroads out here.
Our champion commercial ewe was our junior ewe lamb exhibited by Chloe Keiholt, and our reserve was also our junior ewe lamb exhibited by Kaylee Matthews. Do we have any Bread and No commercials? Our champion Bread and No commercial ewe, or our champion Bread and No commercial was our junior ewe lamb exhibited by Chloe Keiholt.
Got it, Kyla?
We're going to take a few minute break. If all the kids that showed breeding sheep today that are still on their crate shirts can come down for a group photo, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Maybe one day Kyla will have a sheep. Are you gonna have a goat or a sheep one day? Or a bunny rabbit?
Bunny rabbit.
Alright, you wanna go through and see the babies while our strollers are parked?
Baby rabbit.
See the babies?
They're doing a break. They're doing
Yeah,
a
they're
break.
doing a little break. We'll come back. Look right here.
You're right here, man.
If there's any youth that showed in the breeding show today that are still in their Black Crates t-shirt, if you can come down to the show ring for a photo. If our champion rams and ewes and bred and known for each breed want to start making their way down, we'll line you up. For the Border Leicester, it was our yearling ram, Trenton Latham. For the Border Leicester, the ewe was the junior ewe, and the Border Leicester bred and known was the junior ewe. For the Hamp, it was a junior ram, Preston Clark. For the ewe, it was a junior ewe, Preston Clark, and bred and known, it was a junior ewe, Trenton Latham. For the Lincoln, it was a junior ram, Trenton Latham. The ewe was a junior, Trenton Latham, and the bred and known was a junior ram, Trenton Latham. For the natural color, the junior ram was Rachel Zimmerman. The ewe was a yearling ewe, Abby Zimmerman. And the bred and known was a yearling ewe, Abby Zimmerman. For the Schropp, the ram was a junior, Allison Rolls. The Schropp ewe was a junior, Allison Rolls, and the bred and known was the yearling ewe, Allison Rolls. The Southdown was a yearling ram, Abby Zimmerman, and the Southdown ewe was a yearling, Allison Rolls. For the White Long Wool, the ram was a junior, Trenton Latham. For the ewe was a junior, Abby Zimmerman, and the bred and known was a junior, Abby Zimmerman. For all other meats was a yearling ram, Ella McDonald. For the ewe was a junior ewe, Ella McDonald, and bred and known was a junior ewe, Ella McDonald. For the commercial ewe, was a junior, Chloe Kaiholtz, and the Brennan was a junior U, Chloe Kaiholtz.
We can have all of our champion Rams ringside, please.
So we're ready to pick our Supreme Champion Ram for the Great Frederick Fair. Our Champion Border Leicester Ram was a yearling ram exhibited by Trenton Latham. Our Hamp Ram was a junior ram lamb exhibited by Preston Clark. Our Lincoln was a junior ram lamb exhibited by Trenton Latham. Our natural colored ram was a junior ram lamb exhibited by Rachel Zimmerman. Our Schrock ram was a junior ram lamb exhibited by Allison Rose. Our South Down was a yearling ram exhibited by Abby Zimmerman. Our long white wool was a junior ram lamb exhibited by Trenton Latham. Our all other meat was a yearling ram exhibited by Ella McDonald. Our Supreme Champion Ram Award is sponsored by Dave and Raina Farmer. Following this selection, we'll move into our ewes, and then we'll do bred and owned, and then we'll do Supreme Fleece.
Yeah, that's why I started moving forward. So I was like, I want them to come back.
pick one. Storage, is that what that is?
Storage.
So I went through in my settings one day and went to like which things are taking the most energy, and like I went into, it gave me all the images that are in my messages, and I deleted all of them.
I have my screen time. That's why I have Snapchat all over. I use like an hour a day. So like I went in and did all that, but there's just, and I even got offloading apps. So like if I don't use something for over like a month or two, it'll offload stuff.
So if you go into,
What are they? They're right here. Hungry? Oh, they're in your bag.
if you go into like the iCloud storage thing right here,
Mine's always.
if you go into photos, or I go into, because I went into messages in my iCloud and turned it off. Because I don't care if my text messages are taken.
Mine's just
Well, you
iCloud
guys stand
and
inside there. Let's put our hands together for the exhibit.
But I pay $10 a month for storage.
I do the same thing. I don't know how much I do. That might
We've
be
got quite a lineup out here. And I know that some of the particular classes weren't overly large in size, but I think the kids brought us an extremely high quality set of males out here. And we have a really good selection out here from our beginning to end. So those of you ringside that don't know some of the different breeds, we've got the Border Leicester up here on this end. A white long wool young man. Next has a Hamp Ram. Then we've got the National Color Lincoln. We've got the champion out of the AOD long wool natural division, which is a blue face Leicester natural. Strop Ram, Southbound Ram, and then they were come out of the white long wool division, but a white Lincoln. And then Todd Ram out of the AOD. We've had a lot of differences in their variety, and you get to a Supreme drive, it becomes very difficult because it's like comparing apples and oranges and then trying to make a fair assessment of each one and where they fall within their breed category. We've got some animals out here that I think certainly help move breeding programs together. I think we've got some animals out here that would be competitive at a higher level and at a bigger scale when we get them out and put them up against even stiffer competition. But today, when I go out here and I assess this group, we've got different ranges in terms of condition. We've got a couple rams out here that have enough maturity. They've not been probably in the show, and they've been out running with the ladies, and I think that definitely breeds some condition off of them. But I think we've got one out here that in terms of masculinity, in terms of stoutness, in terms of just ring presence, he probably doesn't look as smooth top today as I think he is because he is lean. He's been working. He's been doing his job. The young lady Southbound Ram is going to be the Supreme. Young lady, would you walk him out? Just give him a quick lap here and bring him around. But one thing you have to appreciate how big and masculine and stout he is. He's good-footed. He's long top. He's very heavy muscle. Now at times he looks like he's a little weaker in his top line today. When you put a little bit of condition on this guy is awful good. He's got a tremendous amount of muscle. I certainly like the way he's made and put together. He's extremely long in terms of his top line, which allows the lambs to grow and convert extremely easy. And he still has excellent breed character. He's good shape in terms of his head, his ear, his nose is good, his legs and feet are the correct color for the breed. The young lady's done a tremendous job. Congratulations. Let's give the rest of these exhibitors a big round of applause and bring a really nice 7-8 out here.
Our Supreme Champion Ram for the Green Feathered Fair was our Southdown Ram, exhibited by Addie Zimmerman.
Let's go.
Ready?
Let's go see the goats and then we'll go to the surprise.
Yeah.
The surprise?
Surprise.
Which is also a surprise, I guess.
Surprise?
Next up, we're gonna do our Supreme Champion U. So our champion Border Leicester U was a Junior U lamb exhibited by Trenton Latham. Our Hampshire U was a Junior U lamb exhibited by Preston Clark. Our Lincoln U was a Junior U lamb exhibited by Trenton Latham. Our Natural Color U was a yearling U exhibited by Abby Zimmerman. Our Shropshire U was a Junior U lamb exhibited by Allison Rolls. Our South Down was a yearling U exhibited by Allison Rolls. Our White Long Wool was a Junior U lamb exhibited by Abby Zimmerman. Our All Other Meats was a Junior U lamb exhibited by Ella McDonald. And our Commercial U was a Junior U lamb exhibited by Chloe Coyotes. The Supreme Champion U Award is sponsored by the Latham family. Following the selection of our Supreme U, we'll move into our Brennan Own.
out here and we can deliberate for a long time and try to sort things out. But I think sometimes as a judge, you have a couple of them that will just kind of hit you throughout the day that leaves a lasting impression, and you know already going into it, especially when you're judging on a single judge panel. So you know which ones you like and which ones you don't. The ones that you have a preference to and the ones that you're going to seriously consider. I think we've got a setup here that is incredibly good. And with that being said, let's give these young people a big round of applause. So many times at a county fair, especially back home, it feels like a lot of times the kids with the breeding projects get just kind of pushed aside. And I commend you guys here at the Great Fair for taking time and giving these kids their own show. This is impressive, and it's certainly been a blessing for me. Thank the good Lord for the opportunity to be able to have the freedom to come out and do that, and come out and spend an afternoon with you guys to sort through what a great set of sheep and a great set of kids. I think, many times a lot of the emphasis gets put on maybe the market lambs, and I think rightfully that they should have that emphasis on they're an extremely tough project. But I think every bit is tough, if not tougher, and the demands of these breeding projects are year-round. These kids are enduring the stresses of getting these ewes settled and bred at this time, and then they're anticipating a lamb crop coming next late fall and spring, and so they're in the barn year-round. There's so much that's got to be done to make these projects happen. And these kids that come out and do this, my hat's off to each and every one of them. We've had a good time today. I think we laughed and jumped around a little bit. Some of you probably weren't real impressed with where I put you, but at the same point in time, I appreciate you guys, all of them. I appreciate the effort. You guys should be commended for coming out here and working your tails off and doing it year-round. And that doesn't happen without the support staff you got at home. Mom and Dad, Grandma and Grandpa, advisors, whoever helped make this happen, make sure you thank them. And then all those people wearing around, I know that today they're not real thrilled about it, but the pink shirts today, take a minute and just thank them too, okay? There's a whole lot that goes into putting on a fair that most people can't even wrap their head around. The amount of time and the dedication and the sacrifice that they had to do so that we can do this. And I know that I usually say this speech for the Champion Market Land Drive, but you know what? I thank my Lord and Savior for an opportunity to be able to do this. I can't do this without the grace He's extended me, and then those men and women that have so freely given of themselves and sacrificed everything so we can live in a free country. I don't know too many other places across the world that probably has something like the Great Fair. So please don't take that for granted. Make sure you thank Mom and Dad when you get done this evening. And be proud of the projects you guys brought out here. I thank you for the work that you put into it. I thank you for the courteousness that you come out here and the fact that we could kind of laugh and joke around and have a good time. I also appreciate the fire and the competitiveness because we need more. We've got a lot of kids that got really kind of complacent with just being okay. We need those that are willing to stretch their boundaries, to get out of their comfort zone and stretch themselves a little bit. And I appreciate you guys coming out. I'll get off my soapbox now. There was 2 females that come out this show earlier today, and I thought they were outstanding in their own breeds. Certainly taking nothing away from the rest of them. I'm going to bring both of them out to the front and center so you guys can see what I'm seeing. I'm going to describe them to you, then I'm going to pick your screen. The young lady with the strap, if you bring yours out. The young lady with the natural color blue face western, please bring yours out here. Let's line up here so that the crowd can respect and see what you guys have done. The strap view, I think when we study this one in terms of her body, in terms of her build, she's extremely hard to make in terms of that levelness of spine. She's extremely square out that hip. She's got plenty of muscle, but yet still maintains a real feminine look. She's neat and angular up to that front end. I guess if I'm going to be extremely critical, at times she could maybe be a little more relaxed off of those rear two. when I get her out, put her in motion, and at times maybe she wants to kind of drop that front just a little bit when she's on the move. The young lady does a phenomenal job, has the entire time she's been out here as far as getting these sheep set up and prepared for me, and I certainly appreciate that. The young lady here with the natural colored blue faced Western, I don't know that this issue just commands your attention. She's a little bit, she also understands that too, because she's got a mind of her own, and she come out here a little bit ago kind of on the parade round and just locked them up and said, I'm not going any farther. But I think when you look at this one in terms of quality of build, and you look at this one in terms of the way that those feet and legs set on the corner, she's elegant, she's a little arrogant, and she's very, very feminine, but yet maintains a tremendous amount of rib shape and dimension and body. One that's got a tremendous amount of fitness, and she's got value, whether she's making animals that are going to go into the food chain or whether they're animals that are going to be making something that's going to go into the fiber industry. A very nice fleece skew. Maybe at times we talked a little bit, there's a little bit of cross fiber going on there, but I think one that is really, really big and stout, you certainly have to appreciate her an awful lot. I think it becomes really close. I think that we've got two out here, but when we look at them and I really evaluated my study, the one that hit me hardest today was this natural colored. Congratulations, young lady.
Our Supreme Champion ewe at the Great Frederick Fair was our natural colored ewe, exhibited by Abby Zimmerman. Next up, we're going to do our bread and oat for the breeding sheep. So our champion red-nosed Border Leicester was a junior ewe lamb exhibited by Trent and Latham. Our champion Brennan Camp was a junior ewe lamb exhibited by Trenton Latham. Our Lincoln Brennan was a junior ram lamb exhibited by Trenton Latham. Our natural color Brennan was a yearling ewe exhibited by Abby Zimmerman. Our Schrock was Brennan was a yearling ewe exhibited by Allison Bowles. Our white long wool Brennan was a junior ewe lamb exhibited by Abby Zimmerman. Our all over meats champion Brennan was a junior ewe lamb exhibited by Ella McDonald, and our commercial Brennan was a junior ewe lamb exhibited by Chloe Highholtz. Following this selection, we'll do Supreme Fleece. The wool kids are allowed to bring in one animal. Our champion Brennan Breeding Sheep Award is sponsored by South Mountain Collision, the Keeney family, and our reserve Brennan Breeding Sheep award is sponsored by Kevin and Missy Dunkley.
Once again, I think just an outstanding class here. These young people, these are bred gnomes. So that basically what this means is that these kids have seen this project from basically conception all the way through to the fact that they've land there and they've raised these things. So they've been involved with the entire process of getting these lambs, their mothers getting serviced by the ram, taking them through gestation, land them out, got them through the whole lactation and weaning process, and now they've brought their lambs out here and they've got them at the fair. I think this is an incredible class, and I think you guys ought to be commended for having a class like this. Really makes it kind of difficult for me. There's several of them out here that I think are certainly in contention. I just need to know what I think about one of them because I used her the last time, so I'm going to just take that suspense out of there. The natural colored ewe out here is going to be your supreme ewe. For a reserve, it gets a little closer. And when I say that, I think we've got some that are very, very good in their own rights. One that I think is very nice and balanced extremely well. The Shropshire ewe, I certainly like the way this one is balanced and is put together. We've got the blue-faced Leicester ewe right behind her that I think once again is very high quality as well. The young lady's Kakata ewe, one that I think for the particular age category that this one is in, I think certainly has ample muscling and certainly is good enough in terms of her build, in terms of her quality. I think that's very good. I did want to comment that the young ladies crossbred U down here, commercial U as we call them, I think is extremely nice. And in most cases, if this was just a crossbred division, I would certainly put a lot of emphasis on her because I think this one is constructed extremely good. But I talked to her and I kind of explained to her, when I usually bring a Supreme drive out, unless they are so far and away better than everything else, I will stick to my the purebreds because they have such a smaller genetic pool, genetic opportunity to pull from. So for our reserve today, I think when we get out here, we sort them through. We're going to go with the young lady right here with the Shropshire U. So our champion will be the young lady's natural. Our reserve will be the young lady's Shropshire U. Congratulations, guys.
Your champion bred and owned breeding sheep was exhibited by Abby Zimmerman, and your reserve champion bred and owned breeding sheep was exhibited by Allison Rolls. Our last class of the day is going to be our Supreme Police, so all the kids that have a wool sheep can bring in one. The Supreme Police Award is sponsored by Clark's Family Farm and Fiber. Just a reminder to all the kids, if you were a champion today, you were given a thank you note. To get your actual award, you have to fill out that thank you note, turn it back in.
At home, it's only where it's
round of applause. We start to study it and look at the fleece in terms of best fleece, and overall, I think it's just in terms of quality and cleanliness and uniformity and touch and luster and freshness. I think we got 3 out here that are very good. I think we've got the ones on both ends are a little bit brighter, a little bit crisper than the young ladies in here in the middle. But I think when we get right down to it, we're going to use the young man quarter luster on the other end. This is an awful nice one. Congratulations. And man, thanks for having a sense of humor and interacting with me all day. That's a really good time. So thank you guys so much, and congratulations to all these kiddos. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Your Supreme Champion Fleece, or your Supreme Fleece, was exhibited by Trenton Latham. That concludes our sheep show for today. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. is our open wool, and tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. is our market lamp show. Miss Kitty is here if anybody would like photos taken.